What's up, everyone? We are back for another episode of TMP with a very good friend of mine today, straight from Netherlands, Mr. The Conqueror, Mr. William Bonac. William, hey, what's up, my brother? How you doing?
I'm good, brother. Thank you, man, for inviting me.
Yeah,
I'm doing good, thank God.
What time is it over there now in the Netherlands?
At this moment, it's let's say 10 to, let's say 8:20.
8:20. Oh, okay. So that's PM, right?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Awesome. So, did you get your training in already?
Yes, I did. Yeah, chest and triceps.
Because I remember you wanted to get your training in first.
Yeah.
Awesome,
Yeah.
William.
I got it.
I just wanted to start. A few quick questions for you that maybe some people, most of them probably know. The real fans would know, but some people might not know. You grew up not in Holland. You grew up in Ghana. Is that correct?
I grew up to my 5th year. So I was just a little boy when I came to the Netherlands. So actually, I kind of grew up in the Netherlands.
Yeah, so you don't remember Ghana from as a little. You still remember?
Yeah. I do remember some things. Yeah.
So how was it growing up in Ghana back then?
It was like for us, it's I don't want to say difficult, because we didn't know better. We compared to other families, we had it good, so I can't complain. And at the age of, I think, let's say my mom, after she got me, she moved to Europe, to build a life, so she can bring us over, so I didn't see my mom. I didn't even know my mom, until actually at the age of 5,
Okay.
Because I used to live with my grandmother, me and my sister. And yes, we called our grandmother, Mama, So,
right.
Yeah.
So do you speak the language? Do you speak the language still?
Yes. I still speak the language.
So it's not like...
It's the same.
Huh?
It's the same.
Oh, okay. Because,
How are you?
Oh, it's the same.
Yes.
I don't even know. All I know is a lot of times when you take someone away to another country at an early age, there's a possibility if the parents don't keep talking to them in their native language, that they lose it. You can lose the language.
Yeah, that's true. But with me, my mom sent me back in '94 because I was stubborn, so she was like, you need to go back and see how life is over there, so to be humble. She wanted to humble me, so she sent me back for a year.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That's how, I kept up with the language, went to school over there as well.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So she said it's time for a reality check.
Yes, definitely.
So now you speak fluent 3 languages, or do you speak any other languages?
Yeah, fluent. Let's say 3: the Netherlands, English. Let's say 3 fluent, and then 1 a little bit broken.
You speak French, a little French.
I learned it, but that one I forgot. Yeah. I learned it when I was like in '94 when I went back, but that didn't stick to me. Yeah.
Got you. So you moved to Holland or the Netherlands. And what was life for William before bodybuilding? What did you do? And you got to Holland at 5 years old, probably went to school there. And were you involved in any other sports? Yeah,
I was like, to be honest, my mom couldn't afford any sport for us, so we used to play soccer on the, like on the playground, with the other boys who had the same issues as we did. And later on, I think I was 8 or 9 years old, or even a little bit older. I went to a soccer club, with a few friends of mine, and we started playing there. And one of the guys, his name is Gerrit Meijer. He saw us, and he was like, okay, come play with us. And we were like, yeah, but we want to play, but our parents can't afford the contribution. So he gave us a pass. He said, don't worry about that, just make sure you win, and that'll be good, So, yeah, he let us in the team. We played soccer. We got kicks from him, soccer kicks from him, and all the other stuff that we needed, So, yeah, we started playing, and we did good. We won all the, we won the whole competition that year. And I think even a year or 1.5 years later, they moved me to a higher class. So I was like, let's say 11 years old, and I was playing with guys like 16 years old.
Oh, really?
Like hairy ass, hairy legs, and that kind of stuff. And I was like, what? These are men.
Hairy leg, full beard.
Yeah.
But you know what? I went through the exact same thing because I grew up in Germany, as most people know.
I know.
And in Germany or Holland, it doesn't matter, anywhere in Europe, soccer is the main sport.
True.
You grow up, you play soccer. Everybody plays. Not everybody's good, but everybody will try. Yeah, and I was good, and I was good too. And, for me, it was probably like almost 20 years before you, but back then there weren't a lot of black guys playing soccer. That started later with people from Africa, from France, basically all originated from Africa. Started putting some color in the European soccer sport. That's awesome. So how long did you play?
I played till my mom sent me back to Ghana, for the punishment, if I can say it that way. Yeah. And so when I got there, it's funny, man. When I got there, so I went there with my, I got a football, so my mom wanted to comfort me, so she bought me a football, and new kicks. Never bought me anything, for the, not even my contribution, but she just wanted, to, like push me off, without me complaining, know. So she bought me the stuff that I wanted so bad, the football, kicks, protecting, for my leg.
Yeah, for the shin.
Yes,
The shin guards, yes.
Yes. So I went to Ghana, start playing with the guys, and the field there is different than the field that we have in Europe, because we got grass, we can play on it.
Yes, you're
playing on sand.
On sand and rocks.
You're playing on sand, and one boy almost broke my leg. I'm like, you know what? I took off my kicks. I gave him my kicks. I gave him my ball. I said, you guys can have it. With football. Because these guys, they can play soccer, but they are rough. You understand? They are really rough, So I'm like, man, I'm not gonna break my legs over here. So
they probably wore you out being all spoiled for playing on grass. When you fall, nothing hurts.
Yep, definitely.
And you fall on sand. You got them wounds on the side of your leg. Knees all messed up. Yeah, I remember all that.
The red sand there, the red sand.
We call it in Germany. We call it the red ash. Oh, I grew up playing on that. When we didn't get to play on grass. Only the first team in the club. The older guys, they played on Sundays. They got to play on the grass. We had to play on the hard field. So I know all about it.
It was tough, man. I was like, man, these guys. Some are good, but man, they're gonna break my leg. I'm like, it's not worth it,
So how did you make it back to Holland?
Actually, my grandmother, may her soul rest in peace. She actually tricked my mom.
Oh, she tricked her?
Yeah, she tricked my mom. Like, that I'm doing good. William is doing good now. He's been a good boy. You should come and take him now because it's been a long time now, and that was like, let's say I was like 10 months, away. And, so she even went with me to the big city, to make like a whole recording on a tape, So we made a recording, so she told me, yeah, beg your mother. I'm like, yeah, mama, I'm sorry. I will never do this and that again. I'll be a good boy, blah, blah, blah.
So grandma helps you to get back to the Netherlands.
To the Netherlands, yeah, definitely. And this was like all in 94, and 95. So because of my grandma, like 11 months, almost close to 12 months in 95, I came back to Holland. Yeah.
Did you want to go back?
Yeah, man. Yeah, I couldn't bro, I was there after like 2 months. I sent my mom a message, can you send me this? I need that. She doesn't reply. 1 month, passed by. She doesn't reply. I'm sending another letter, because that time we didn't have no phone or
no phones, no emails.
If you want to do something, you got to record it and post it, or just write a letter, So she didn't reply. I'm like, wow, I think I'm stuck over here. So that's that day. That day, I knew like, okay, I'm not going home yet, So. Yeah, she didn't reply. She never replied.
So you finally make it back to Holland, and you got to be on your best behavior in the beginning to make sure nothing goes wrong. So how old were you when you went back?
When I went back, I was 13 years old.
Okay, so
I was 12 when I went there, and 13 years old when I got back. Yeah.
So you went right back to soccer, or when did you start? When did you start saying, I want to lift some weights?
I was always like, to be honest, when like at the age of 5 when I came to Holland, I was always doing push-ups, sit-ups, anything that I could, find to train with, I would do it, and even my friends, last I think a few weeks ago we had a funeral, and I met some of my, friends from school, and they were all telling me, like they saw it coming, because they see how I'm doing now with the bodybuilding, and they all say, yeah, we saw it coming. Really, I'm always training, hanging on this, and doing trainings and that, push-ups, and so, and I used to try to pull them into it as well. So
where you built?
That was always. But I started really building when I was in Ghana. So we went there, like I had a neighbor, and he was like, he was a strong dude, he had like your physique, like similar to your physique, yeah, but no bodybuilder or something, he just loved to train.
Yeah.
And he was strong, this guy was so strong, and he used to, in our country, it's not easy to beat a policeman. And he used to beat a policeman and take off the barrette. And that was like, that time it was like a disgrace, you can't come back like a police officer without your barrette, you know. So, yeah, and so he was known for that, and he had in his garden all those stuff, car engines, parts, and with that we made like concrete, and we put the concrete on the car engine stuff, and then we start to lift, made our own bench press with wooden stuff, like an incline bench press. And somebody stand behind you, and we started to lift, so that's how I started.
So exactly the way, because you see it sometimes in pictures somewhere in Africa where they be training like this, that's how you started to train.
That's how I started, exactly, yeah.
In the year, basically when you were 12 years old, 12 to 13.
Yes. It was like between 93 and 94, 95, yeah.
So so this is basically the same thing. When you left Holland, you left the grass and you went back to the hard floor, and you went from the hard workouts. You went back to Holland, and you got to work with weights.
yes, definitely. And even it took a while, because when I got there, I was so how do you say abstracted, by other things, So I went to the gym like maybe once in a month, And all the other stuff I was just doing more with body weight at home, And then around my 14 to 15, I got incarcerated, So I went for like a juvenile, for youth, and I was like, they gave me like it's like a sentence, we call it here pay, before it was called jeugd-TBS, youth TBS. That means you are like a property of the state, because I did something so stupid, so bad, and it was like.
Can you talk about it? Can you talk about it?
Joe Weider's Olympia here in Orlando, Florida.
A little bit strange coming out of Las Vegas for all of those years.
Good evening, and welcome to the event that nearly never happened.
There's been an absence of a particular group of people on this stage that are back tonight. Tonight I'm here to say, welcome back to Miss Olympia.
Whatever. Hey, you were 14, 15. Come on, everybody's stupid. I tell you, I can tell you about the stupid shit that I did.
No, it was really stupid. As you know, I got shot when I was 14 years old.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
I thought most people knew, so.
See, that's the thing. You got shot in Holland?
Yes, in Holland, in Amsterdam.
So you're hanging out with the wrong people.
Yeah, actually, they were hanging out with me. I was
so you the bad influence. So you're the gang leader. Were you the gang leader?
No. That was the problem. I didn't want it to be I was like my own thing, and like if you're a friend of mine, you're good. If you're not a friend of mine,
I know.
Somebody pick up on you, then you got trouble. So I was like I drove the guy who actually shot me. I actually drove him to do that. Like I pushed him that way to do what he had.
So he was so scared he had no choice.
He was so scared he had no choice but to shoot me.
So
he was even crying while he shot me. So that was even more like a reason for me, like to like scratch this. And I was mad for the first 10 years. I was so mad, so angry with everybody. And
so where did you get shot?
I was like,
where did you get shot?
I got shot like, it's like 5 centimeters from my heart.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
So he wanted to kill you at that moment.
Yes. If he was a good shooter, like, experienced shooter, he might. But yeah, we never know. So
that's an awesome story. So you literally got shot and probably ended up at the hospital. Was it probably, most likely?
Yes.
How long were you in the hospital?
I was like, no, because these guys, when I think about it, they told me to stay there, and they were telling my mom some fairy tales, like, I won't be able to walk and blah, 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 and then if I will be able to walk, I have to go for revalidation and that kind of stuff to learn to walk again.
Rehab.
Blah. Yes, rehab to learn and walk again. And I heard this stuff, and I told them so I got shot at Friday at 3:00. And I got in the hospital around 5:30 or something like that, 5:00.
And when did you walk out?
And I walked out of the hospital on the Sunday morning, and I was like,
said, I got to go to church. I got to be out of here.
Yeah, man. I was like,
Are you serious?
I don't like us. Bro, I was like, even like on the Saturday, so I was like, it was funny because I just had like sex with my girlfriend at time, before I got shot, didn't wash at all, I was like...
So you went to the hospital with dirty dick.
I was like, yeah. So they told me, listen. So they told me they told me like the next day, like on the Saturday, I can take a wash, they were like dipping me with, like wet towels, So I waited till they finished, and the woman went away, and I stood up because right close to me there was like a bathroom, and I just stood up, and I was like walking like bending like this because I couldn't stand straight,
I don't blame you with the bullet in your chest.
Yeah, no, it was out, in and out.
It went straight through.
No, if it went through, I wouldn't be here, so it like, because it hit my ribs.
Oh, and ricocheted off the rib.
No, listen, this is my heart. So if he shot this way, he would have hit my heart. So he was like 5 centimeters away from my heart, So he was like, but the way the angle where he stood, it was like coming from this way.
So it went through to the side. It came out on the side.
No, yes, a little bit in the side, not in the side, but not in my legs.
Gotcha.
So it hit like a rib. Went through the rib, and because it hit my rib, probably I think so, or it must be Jesus, it was like 2 centimeters from my heart. He was still gonna hit my heart anyway.
Yeah.
You understand? So because he hit my ribs, it was turning around like 2 centimeters from my heart. I always thought 5 centimeters, but my mom told me no, it was 2. And then it turned around, made a U-turn, and then went out in my back.
Wow.
Yeah.
So now you're in the hospital and you want to find a way to wash the pickle before they get at you.
Yeah. So I just went to the bathroom, and I took a bath, and I wasn't supposed to do it, because I couldn't make, the bandage wet, but I had to wash myself, So I went there, washed myself. They came there. They were a little bit,
I'm sure,
mad at me, but
I'm sure there's a lot of people that didn't know the story. So you got shot on Friday. You walked out Sunday.
out of the hospital.
So
at 14 years old, and they told me I couldn't walk, blah, blah, blah. I have to learn to walk again. It would take me 6 to 1 year, blah, blah, blah. Okay, total recovery took me about 4 to 6 months that I was really recovered, Yeah. But the Sunday I walked out of the hospital, I told Mom, because I knew they were just trying to take money from my mom who didn't have money, So I was like, I'm not going to stay here. And so I told him, like, do what you got to do because I'm going home on Sunday. So eventually Sunday I just went home with my mom. My mom came to pick me up.
I bet you the guy that shot you, he shit in his pants and probably committed suicide.
Because the same day that I got out is the day that he went to the police station and he gave himself up.
So you didn't even tell anybody.
I didn't tell them. No.
You
my friends knew it. Everybody knew it. The whole neighborhood knew it, man.
I know, but nobody gave him up.
No. Nobody gave him up.
Okay, so he wanted to be safe. He said, let me go to jail.
Yeah, he was probably advised by his, family.
Yeah.
Better do that. And so he gave himself. But I didn't do no complain, or how you say that? Aangifte, we call it,
No bad feelings.
No. I had bad feelings, of course, but to the police, I told them, listen, I don't want him in prison, let him go, you know. So he stayed there for 6 months, and 6 months later he was out. Yeah. And he was like 17 years old at that time.
Did you ever run into him again after?
Yeah. One time. I think 2 times. The second time, it was good because I didn't see him, and I was a little bit, that time, I think it was around Christmas time, I had a little bit, drink, so, So my friends, they saw him and they were trying with other friends, girlfriends, they were trying to distract me so I couldn't see him, and then, blah, 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 they, tricked me into the bus, and then we went. And the next day, when I was sober, they told me what happened. Yeah. And one time, the first time I was with a group of friends of mine, we were called the Outlaws. I still got my tattoo of it. And, I was the kind of guy, I never walk with a gun. I don't like guns, I was more fist to fist, you understand? Because I knew I could beat most of these guys, so, and I prefer that more, you understand? Because I don't want to do something and regret it the next day,
right.
Things that I can't change, so I was more with fighting. And but my friends, they were carrying guns and that kind of stuff. So we were at a station, Wieboudstraat, and we saw him, and I remember his best friend. he told me when he was in prison, and that gun that he shot me with was from that friend. And that same friend came to me hey, William, I know how it feels, to get shot, because he got shot before me, maybe a year before me or 8 months before me by a drug dealer, but he got shot 5 times, pretty bad. And but he survived anyway, and he told me hey, I know what you're feeling, and but whatever you're gonna do, please, don't do it, in my presence when I'm with him.
So he basically tell you, if you kill him, don't kill him in front of me. He said. Wow. So now, did that slow you down a little bit? Did that calm you down, getting shot? Did that help any problem? Did that fix any problems?
No, that made me even...
Made you worse?
No, I got worse.
Yeah.
Because, when that happened to me, it was in my head, it was all losers break. I was
yeah, but now you know.
I'm never going to give anybody a chance.
Yeah, but now you know.
To even come close to me like that.
Right. Now you know, a lot of people, people wonder why somebody gets shot. A lot of times when you push someone in the corner and they don't have any option.
True.
That's why, that's why it's good not to have a gun, because when you scared and you pull the gun, now you have to shoot, or you're going to look real stupid.
Yeah, true. Yeah. True. So I even told him, if you don't shoot, I would take the gun and shoot you with it. So, yeah. So now we can laugh about it.
I know. It's a great story, but I want to talk about bodybuilding too. So, but one thing I want to still ask you, what does it feel like getting shot?
To be honest with you, I didn't even know I got shot. I felt something when you play when somebody, am I in the camera? Let me do like this. When somebody do like,
oh yeah,
you
so
know,
just a quick, like a quick snap.
Yes, but on your face.
Oh, okay.
So you can feel it really clear, like that pop, but very quick. That's what I felt.
So there's no pain right away.
No pain, no nothing. I didn't even realize I got shot because I was even running after him.
So where you ran after him afterwards?
Yeah, because he shot me, and I told him like I was fucking him up before he shot me. I was like, playing with him, like, you can kill me, like, I'm a ghost to you. And
you told him he can't kill you.
Can kill me. I said, you can't kill me, man. I said, you know, like this and that. And so I was like, heating the shit up. And I'm like, I know what you're trying to do. You want to prove yourself for your friends? Okay, come on. I will give you a break. Prove yourself for them. Yeah.
And that's a 14-year-old talking all that trash.
Yeah, brother. But I backed it up.
Yeah. I mean, obviously,
I backed it up. But at that time, like, it was like our environment, and we were like, I'm African, so at that time we had like the Antillean, Curaçao, Ruli's people and my training partners people, those guys were like the bad boys back then, those guys were like, not afraid to even kill you, you understand? Mm-hmm. And we had the Surinams, those from the South America as well,
Suriname, yeah, I know.
Yeah, they were bad too, but those two groups always had like issues with each other, those Antillean group and the Suriname group. And I was African, so to them, I was like nothing, because that's how they saw African people, like, Bokus, like, it's like we don't mean shit, you understand? Because of the way our parents look, with a, like our fathers with a big belly, fufu belly, pants all the way up till his belly, you understand? So they didn't take us serious, and I was like, okay, I'm going to show you guys, like, I'm tougher than you guys, When I went to Ghana, I was living with guys on the street, I was chilling with them, playing with those guys, so... Like, and we didn't have no gun or whatsoever. If you have a fight, you fight with your hands or you pick up any rock that you can find, so
beat him over the head, beat him over the head with it. So now,
yeah.
When did you transition to a more normal person? Did bodybuilding save you?
No, the prison saved me.
The prison.
Yeah.
So how long were you in there?
Let's say from 15 to 18.
Okay, so 3 years. Okay.
Yeah.
So you come out 18 and you go back to lifting weights, or you went back to playing. So no more soccer at that time.
Yes, no more soccer. I went from just lifting weights because in prison I started lifting weights regularly, and I started like growing, and I started seeing my potential, and even other people that were working there, the guards, they were all advising me go do bodybuilding, but I wasn't really with bodybuilding, so. It took me really a long time before I got with bodybuilding. Yeah.
So 18, you started. You started in prison, but 18, you came out. You started lifting weights. When did you start? Or when did you think, like, you know what? I want to get on a show. I want to put on them trunks, and I want to show and see where I can.
Bro, that was like 10 years later almost.
So
I was like, yeah.
Is it true that your first show was 2011?
My first amateur show was 2008.
Okay, was it your first pro show in 2011 then?
No, my first pro show, 2011 was my last amateur show at the Arnold Classic. I placed third.
Okay, so that's the first one I got. The first show is
Matthias Botov won the whole show. He won the whole
I remember that. I remember.
Year. And Lesukov, he was like in my division. He won my class. Alexei Lesukov.
So when did you win your pro card?
I won my pro card actually in around end of 2010. So then I did the Arnold Classic in 2011.
So you won your pro card. Wait a minute. You won your. Yeah. Oh, that's because
I won my pro card already before I went to the Arnold Classic 2011.
But it says it says Arnold Amateur in 2011. Is that wrong?
Yeah. It's good. Yes, amateur. I mean Arnold Amateur. I placed third in my division.
So you got your pro card and you competed as an amateur still.
Yeah, because I wanted to win the pro card at the Arnolds. That was, my goal.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So you placed third, and then you said, "Fuck it, let me take the pro card from last year."
Exactly. Yeah,
gotcha.
Yeah,
so you didn't ask for the pro card before. You just stayed as an amateur.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so now, 2011. So let's say 2012, you started competing as a pro.
Mm-hmm.
So that means basically
in the 2-on-2 class.
I was going to get to that. So you had all this success that you had in the last 8 years.
Yeah, actually,
It felt
like that.
It feels like I know you forever. It feels like, cause maybe it's because you competed so many times in those 8 years.
Yeah. Yes,
but I in my mind, if you would have just asked me questions, how long has is William competing? I said 10, 15 years. Yeah, it's only been eight years, and you already had all kind of success. Let's go. Let's go to.
God.
I remember you competing in the 212.
Yeah.
And I remember people saying, and I was saying the same thing. We were saying the exact same thing people saying about Hardy when he was doing the 212.
Yeah.
That this is a guy that could go into the open.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be one of the biggest guys, but compared to your height and weight, you are one of the biggest guys.
Yeah.
If you look at the ratio, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So when did you? What year was it that you decided to switch from 212 to the open?
I did like in that year 212. I did like 3 shows. 3 shows in the 212 class, and the funny part was, like everyone who knows me knows, like I'm a really spiritual person, and when things happen, it doesn't just happen to me. You understand? There has to be something behind it with me, So we were like at the meet and greet, and every time, like the first time, they put my name at the open class. Okay, no problem. I told them, they fix it, and the second show, they did the same thing, and I told them, they fixed it again, no problem. And the third time, and that was in Prague, I'm like, no, somebody's telling me something, So I was like, you know what? I'm done with the 212. I'm going to try for the open class, and I was also starving in the 212
right.
class. I was like,
you had to make weight.
2 days. Yeah, for days I was starving, like living on like maybe just one fish, So I was starving, and I had to like struggle to get to the weight, So
best move.
It was like
best move you could ever do. I mean, not only are you placing just as well and even better, you also
even better
make way more money than the 212.
Yeah, true. That's definitely
So in the beginning, because you since I see you always in shape. I haven't seen William off since I've laid eyes on you. So now I'm not sure if were you working with Neil Hill all that time?
Not in my no. Not when I met him when I was doing the 212 shows at his own show in UK.
Gotcha.
In England. Yeah, so I did a show, and we started talking over there. He came to me, you look good, blah, 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 all the time, like a few times. So I told him, like, if I look that good, why don't you prep me? And he said, that's a deal. I told him, listen, I don't have no money. He said, don't worry about it, So that's how it started, and we became like, friends. And then after 8 months, all the stuff he told me to do, I just couldn't do it. It was so expensive for me. I couldn't buy the meat and all the stuff, that I had to eat, Chicken was the only thing that, was, affordable for me.
So you was also all this time before you really made it big with the good prize money, you were still on a heavy budget.
Yeah, brother. Yeah, man. I was working my ass off, 2-3 jobs, bro.
People don't know. See, that's good to hear, because people don't know. People think as soon as you turn pro and now you're pro and now the contracts are sky high, you buy all the cars.
In the weekend from Friday to Sunday, I didn't sleep. I was working as a bouncer, to earn a little bit more extra money. And every time I got home, I was like, all over with bruises, from people that want to fight, and that I get into it. It's not even my fight, but
yeah.
So, and I also worked in the gym as well, did some personal training aside, and later on I went to work in the paint factory, and that was like a tough job, but I liked it, because it was like a free training for me,
Right.
So heavy bags, so.
So now,
then,
that's an awesome story. I mean, it's awesome to see where not only where you came from, but how you basically, you went all the way to being locked up, to coming out of prison, changing your life around, doing something, jobs, taking care. Because I know you're a family man, very, very much. I know that. And and when you know you have to take care of a family, that's when you do things that sometimes you don't want to do, but you got to get things done. So it's awesome for me to see where you are today in the sport of bodybuilding. Not only are you one of the best bodybuilders in the world, you are one of the best persons that I've met in the sport, the realest one. And I'm not saying this because I'm not saying this because you got shot and all that. No, I'm saying this because
I don't. That's always been me, and and I know you too. So that's why we always had a click.
Exactly, because I know you're real and you keep it real, and I like that about you. So now training with Neil Hill, everything went up all this time for years. You guys looked like a great team. You guys looked like you not only as a coach, it kind of looked like you guys were great,
like family,
close friends. Yes,
like family, man.
So I don't want to talk too much about it but how did that end? And all of a sudden you go. I mean, you're at your absolute best. Yeah. And all of a sudden you guys split. And I know. I mean, supposedly there's some money involved. But was there any other issues than money?
Trust.
So you lost trust.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is
that's with me is like from where I come from, bro. Like it's not easy to get to get in my circle. But once you get there, bro, I'll go through fire for you, man. Yeah. Anytime, you understand? Yeah. Anytime, So, that was more trusting, And we talk about it afterwards, And I told him, listen, bro, I'm cool with you. You understand? I wish you the best. You understand? I wish you, to do your thing and to grow your online coaching or your coaching and anything that you do. I hope success for him, And I mean that from the bottom of my heart, But I wish him to eat, but not with me, bro.
You diet down, train hard, and supplement smart for months. When the time comes to step on stage, don't leave your tan to chance. Go with the pros. Pro Tan. #1 worldwide since 1987 and the official sponsor of the Olympia for the last 15 years. Don't step on stage without it. Pro Tan.
No. I mean, people have to understand certain things happen. Yeah. The way I know Neil, I mean, I believe he had the best interest. He wanted the best for you, and I'm sure that's the way I know him. So I don't want to tell you that
No. He is. I'm telling him myself because otherwise I wouldn't even let him in my life at the first. Because I didn't trust nobody in bodybuilding with all those. Let me say with the pets and people were taking and coaches making it, you have to take this, you have to take that. I'm like, nah, man, I didn't trust nobody, So for me to trust him, it took us years before he got my trust, with those kind of stuff and with everything, and then. And with me, when I like you, I see you as my brother. I open up my door, you welcome in my house. Mm-hmm. I will do everything for you, man. I eat, you eat. Mm-hmm. It's just me. That's me.
Gotcha.
When you ask anybody that knows me about William, it's like, I eat, you're going to eat too,
So now how is it now, since you stopped working with Neil, you haven't hired another coach, so you'll be doing everything basically yourself. Is that correct?
Actually, yes. Actually, I'll be doing myself. So last year, yes. Go on. How
is it? Explain to me what's the difference now, and who do you use? Because sometimes you have to use someone as another pair of eyes, just to be super safe. You have that person.
There's a friend of mine, Jeffrey Sykerberg, and also my training partner Kendrick. So those are my eyes. Jeffrey is more like he knows more over the, about the pets and all the stuff. He helps me with my blood check. And before that, I didn't do none of those things. So. Yeah, it really gives me like a comfort, like, okay, I know where I'm heading. I know what's going on inside, you understand? So, okay, I can take, I can push a little bit more or take my foot off the gas, So, it's a good thing to know what's going on inside, So he helps me with that, and the rest thing, for me, it's a simple thing, I don't need all that stuff. Just keep it simple.
Yeah, I mean,
that's what I found out. Because after Neil, I was trying all different kind of stuff. And I'm like, hey, what's, now let's go back to, the basic and then start from there again.
So you've been consistent. You've been consistent all your whole career. I mean, why change something if it's not broken? I mean, don't fix it.
Yeah, true. But I was, because I was like, had the injury from 2019 when I got second place, you know, I was like, shit, you know, if I had a little bit more size like I had at the Arnold, you know, but that was something that I couldn't do anything about it. Nobody could do anything about it. Even if I was with Neil, he couldn't do anything about it, you know, because I had an injury, you know, from my leg, my back going to my leg, you know, and there was nothing that anybody could do, you know, so...
Did it ever cross your mind after you left Neil? Did it ever cross your mind what people would say if you wouldn't place?
Yeah, of course, bro. Yeah. Of course.
So were you prepared to hear people say, you should have stayed with Neil?
I was prepared to hear that, but I was like, I'm a fighter too, brother. You know, and like I don't let nobody push me down. You understand? And I would do like. Even for that show, I to be honest with you, I didn't even want to do the 219 Mr. Olympia. You know, but I have such a good friends, such a good people around me. You know, they'd be like, hey, you know, you're gonna let this get to you?
Yeah.
You understand? So I just, you know, like, you know, in the week time, you know, I sit down, you know, like cry a little bit, you know, think over shit, like how did this, you know, came to this, you know? So
did you
afterwards? Yeah.
I'm sorry, man. I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
And afterwards, you know, I dust off my shoulders and I was like, okay, let's get back to work. I need to prove some people something, you know, and that was my drive. And believe me, I had pain every day from 6 weeks out. My legs, I couldn't lean or stand on my left leg, you know, and I was like forcing everything, you know. So I was like damn happy that I got the second place, you know. So.
I was just about to get to that. Did you believe 7 years ago when you switched from 212 to the Open that you're going to one day be somebody fighting for the Olympia title this close to winning the Olympia?
Never.
I wanted to hear that from you because I know you're going to tell the truth. Because some people will say, yeah, man, I always believe in myself. No, you get to a point where you said, I want to be competitive, you know? Yeah. But if somebody would have told you, you're fighting for the Olympia, in a couple of years, you wouldn't have believed it.
I think if you even told me like 5 years ago that I would win the Arnold, I would like laugh at your face.
And you won it how many times now? 2, 3?
2 times.
2 times.
Yeah.
You beat Rami last year.
The Ohio 2 times and then Australia 1 time.
Yeah. So you're one of the most successful bodybuilders out there right now. You know, coming from.
Not yet.
No, wait a minute. I'm not talking about, you know, the Mr. Olympia champs. I'm talking about other than Olympia champions. Okay. You are one of the most successful bodybuilders. You won almost every show you competed in. You know what I mean? So absolutely, you deserve a shitload of credit. You know what I mean? You, like I said, your story is unbelievable. I watch you. You know, I'm a big fan of your physique. Huge fan. Because you can see hard.
It's likewise, man.
No, because you can see hard work when you see someone standing there. You know, you don't get this kind of muscle from training like a pussy. You understand what I'm trying to say? You don't get that muscle from training like a pussy. You got to work with some real weights. And therefore, I want to go just through you real quick. Placing second at the Olympia 2019.
Yeah.
That had to give you a motivational kick.
It was.
Just especially because you won the Arnold in 220. So now you put yourself in a position where people have to have you on the radar. So what was it like going into the Olympia 220? And I know nobody was worried about Rami, to be perfectly honest. Nobody was worried about him because you just beat him.
Like, to be honest with you, I'm going to be honest with you. It's not that people weren't worried about Rami. It's like people were thinking like, oh, it's going to be like last year again. Like, you know, like
every other year.
Yes. But to be honest with you, when Rami got the wild card, I was happy for him. But something started to itch, you know, like it was like, you know, so, and then when I saw, because I checked Rami, you know, so I saw some pictures coming by, you know, then I see the lines, the glutes, and people say, yeah, he's not dry, still complaining. I'm like, you know, we gotta watch out for this guy now, you know, so, and I was even the one, you know, who told him, like, I said, bro, it doesn't matter who, because people were bashing him, like, why do you go with, how is it? Chet. Nichols, why do you go with Chet Nichols, blah, 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 because, you know, somebody talked bad about him with the generation thing with Sean Ray, you know, so, so why do you go there, you know, he's gonna die and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, bro, don't listen to nobody. Do what you feel that's good for you. You understand? If you want to, you know, switch from coach there, do what you feel that's good for you. If it doesn't work, you leave. You go somewhere where it works, you know?
Right.
So,
I'm glad everything happened the way it did, you know. And but for you went from being second the year before, motivated to come and finally nail it. And what would you say happened? And how did you take fifth place? Because on stage, you look like a professional.
I take my fifth place as a man. I deserve that fifth place. And people were like, "Oh, you deserve better. You should have placed higher." I really appreciate that, you know. But when I look even at, you know, my performance, the other guys' performance, I deserve my placement, and I don't complain about it, you know. So I'm good with it, you know. So it's sad, you know, that I wasted a year from second to fifth place, and
it's hard. It's hard,
you know.
Second place is the worst because you can only go up or back.
Yeah. And I didn't even went one step or two step back, you know, but I went like more than a few step back, you know, so that it hurt, you know. But like, bro, you win some, you lose some, you know, so it's the game, you know. So next time, you know, work on it, what you need to work on, and get back on stage, you know, and, you know, do your thing.
Are you injured? Are you injury free right now?
Yes, thank God, man. So because I'm not doing anything right now, off everything, you know. I'm just taking my, you know, just relaxing. Even with training, if I feel like I have to go 3 times in a week, I go 3 times in a week, you know. I don't force myself no more. Before it was like, no, I need to go today. And
so you still somewhat taking it easy.
Yeah, brother. Yeah, man.
When is the deadline? When is the deadline? When is the deadline? When are you gonna start?
Let's say from half May, after my birthday is 18th of May. So after my birthday, I will start with my prep.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So so what do you expect? What do you expect for this year? What's your goal?
My goal is, of course, to beat Rami. He's now the man, you know. He's the champ, you know. He's the one to beat. He's the one that everyone is, you know, trying to go after now, you know. So
and you beat him,
the standout,
and you beat him a few times already. So it's not like something that can't be done.
I'm not saying it can be done, but that time Rami wasn't 100% when we were like 90 to 100%. You understand? And now he's 100%, and he can even, in my opinion, can get better. You know, so if he keeps doing what he's doing, you know, he might take the crown again.
Yeah. I mean, it's a possibility if he can continue getting better. Bro. Yeah. How do you see the other guys coming in this year, like Brandon and Hadi, and because those are your close. This is. Let's say the top 4. When Phil is not competing, those are the 4 guys that are probably ever.
Brandon has improved. Brandon has improved a lot, you know. So and Hadi, like from hearing saying he came at the last moment and he still brought that kind of physique, you know. So, you know, that's applaud too. So man, I see all those guys. They are dangerous, you know. So. You know, I don't focus on nobody. I never did. You know, the only one that I always focus on is the champ.
Gotcha.
You know, because that's the one that, you know, you want to stand next to and compare it, you know. So,
So what are you trying to change from last year to this year?
Oh, everything, brother. Everything.
I mean, there's not much you can. I mean, you can only get so big. I mean, you don't have to get any bigger.
No, I don't need to get big. I think you know, I think it will ruin my waist. It will ruin my physique as well. Because, like you said, you know, I'm not that tall. I'm short. You know, and like my lats, you know, always hit my glutes. You know, so
your lats is in the trunks.
So. You know, all that doesn't make my midsection look good. You understand? So I need to hold my breath good in and, you know, train that well. So that's I think is like a weakness of me. I need to bring my legs back to the way they were, you know, before my injury, and it's going well. I can't complain. You know, I'm surprised. You know, that after a year, 1.5 years, you know, that everything is well. They are the same size now. You know, so. And last year also I was experimenting with, you know, some new stuff, you know, and that's a mistake I made as well, you know, just stick, like you said, you know, just stick to the thing that always, you know, did wonders for you, you know, and that's what I'm going to do this year. Just go back to the old, you know.
Yeah. Are you planning on coming to the States early, or are you good with just a few days?
this like last year was a hell, with the corona, with the COVID test, and also the quarantine. We had we couldn't come from the Europe. We couldn't come straight to the USA.
So where did you go?
So I had to go to Aruba because at that time that was like the only country in that area that was close to Florida. That have like good connection with the USA. And if we had we did a test before we went to Aruba, me and my training partner, and we stayed there for 2 weeks. And after 2 weeks, on a Monday, we flew to Orlando. So like a week, not even a week, 5 days before the show. Yeah.
Is that what you normally do? Like a week? Or you usually?
Actually, that's what I normally do. Sometimes I even come on the Wednesday.
Oh, really?
But I don't do that no more because one time we're supposed to come on a Monday, and then eventually the flight, something went wrong, so we had to wait till the next day, so.
So you want to make sure, whatever happens, you get there in time.
Yes.
Well.
Yes, but it would be wiser because I've seen Rami doing it, so maybe and my friends are telling me for years now, why don't you go to the USA earlier?
You should.
Last year was like hell, know. And,
but I think a couple of weeks early, to get your training going in the country where you can it just feels better, because I used to do that all the time. I used to come 3 months, but I was in Thailand, so that was a longer flight. But from Europe, I would do at least 3 weeks, maybe even 4 weeks. You know what I mean? Because that's you're more comfortable. You don't have that long flight. Which always, you know how it is when you're on a long flight. You might be dry when you get off the plane. But 2 days later, you start holding that little bit of water. So I think it's better, and I think it would be smart for you to do.
If I hope so that that the things will smoothing up, and that we can just come straight from Europe to the USA. So hopefully. If that happens, then I will come at least 1.5, 2 weeks earlier.
Yeah. Congrats on the new house. I remember seeing you.
Thank you.
Finally, huh?
Thank you. Yeah, thank you.
Because I remember,
actually, it's from since last year. We are here now for 1 year.
I know you, but I saw you putting the brakes down in the driveway or something. Yeah, that's why I didn't get a chance to congratulate you now. So is that something you bought? Off the prize monies and stuff. You were able to buy the house.
Yes,
that's awesome.
Yes. Thanks to bodybuilding.
Yeah. And, people don't understand if you do it the right way, you can make a little bit of money.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely.
So you also signed with a new sponsor not too long ago?
Yes, SkyTech. I'm with SkyTech now.
Okay.
SkyTech Nutrition.
So they're taking good care of you?
Yeah, definitely, man.
It's awesome. Then, of course, you're also on the team that I'm on, Gorilla Wear,
Gorilla Wear, representing.
Got to represent the Dutch company, right?
Yeah, man. I always thought it was a USA company, man. Always thought
you didn't know?
I didn't know. I didn't know until I got with them. Yeah, until I got with them, they're from Arnold, Yeah.
You had no idea this is a Dutch company.
Yeah. So
that's awesome. That's awesome, brother.
And also with Panata as well.
Panata,
from July going. Yeah, for the equipment from July going. Yeah.
So you're doing good, man. You're doing well.
Yeah. They will help me out with my private gym as well. So I can work out twice.
So you got a gym at the house now?
They are building it at the moment now, so but the equipment will take a little bit later. I think the dead limit is 31st of July. So I still got 2 months, for the Olympia.
Okay, so how big is the training area?
It's 11 meters by 4.
So
11 meters, 11 meters by 4, and down and the other side is 11 meters by 3 and by 3 meters.
Between 40 and 50 square meters.
I don't know how you say that, but it must be,
11.
You know both of it, So
11 by 4 is 44.
Yeah, okay. So it must be like that. I'm not good with that, man.
I'm not that good either, but 40, 50 square meters. That's decent. That's good enough for a private gym.
Yeah, definitely.
Awesome.
Yeah,
I'm happy.
10, 11 equipment.
I'm happy for your success, brother. I'm happy
you, brother.
that you are a role model for your kids. You're showing them exactly what a father is, supposed to do, and that's take care of the family in any way possible. And I'm looking forward to you coming back to the Olympia, being the William Bonac that everybody wants to see.
Yeah,
brother, I appreciate your time.
Do my best.
I appreciate your time. I appreciate you coming on, talking to me, and I appreciate you keeping it real, man. For sure.
Thank you, man. We'll always do that, man. Even
Awesome.
if it costs me my life.
No, we don't want that no more. Okay, so make sure you stay safe. Make sure the family stay safe. Give your family my love, brother.
Thank you, brother.
Okay.
Same
All
to
right.
you.
Peace
Yes,
out, my man.
Bless
See you soon.
Bless
Take
you.
care.